Ah yes, the 1911, one of the most iconic American handguns of the 20th century. The 1911 was designed in the 1900s by John Moses Browning, who disputably is one of the most prolific firearm designers of all time. His firearms included not just the 1911, but the M2 50 cal machine gun, the M1918 BAR, the Winchester 1887 lever-action shotgun, and many more. Considering the 1911 and M2 50 cal machine guns are still in service today, it is a testament to his ingenuity of designing multiple firearms that have withstood the test of time. Back to the 1911. It gets its designation of 1911 from when it was adopted by the U.S. Army. While it is no longer used by the Army nowadays, a variant of the 1911 is still used by selective units within the U.S. Marine Corps. Now mind you, even though the 1911 has been around for over a century, it has gone through many modifications and changes. There are hundreds of variants of 1911s out there, some with different firing operations, some with different controls, some with longer barrels, some with even larger magazine capacities. Hell, there's even a company that is making double-barreled 1911s. Not even kidding. For the sake of brevity, however, I'm only going to talk about the M1911 as it's currently used by the U.S. Marine Corps. The 1911 is a single-action, single-stack recoil-operated semi-auto pistol. What does that mean? Let's go into it. A single action means the hammer of the pistol must be cocked back either manually by your fingers, or by racking the slide, or through the firing operation of the pistol itself. The 1911 is not like the Bred 92 as I showed in one of my previous videos, where it's a double-action, single-action pistol, which means that a pull of the trigger results in not just the cocking of the hammer, but also the releasing of it. 1911 is single-action only. The 1911 is a little snappy, and with that slide, having so much weight moving back and forth, it takes a little bit getting used to. And now for some more shooting. The 1911 also uses a single stack magazine, which means the cartridges within that magazine are stacked on top of each other in a single column. Other guns in smaller calibers, such as the Glock 17 or Bred 92, utilize a double-stack magazine configuration, where the cartridges are staggered in two columns, allowing for much larger magazine capacities. As a single-stack magazine, the 1911 only holds 8+1, but given its chambered in .45 ACP, which is a significantly larger caliber compared to 9mm, it still has its advantages. Onto the feel of the gun. The 1911, while not a light gun, is very well balanced. It has ambidextrous thumb safeties and also has a grip safety, which is a lever that prevents the gun from going off if the user is not gripping the pistol. It has a slide release and mag release like many other semi-automatics, and has an accessory rail for lights or lasers. The 1911 in my hands is not the same kind of 1911 the Marine Corps uses, but it's very similar. I'm shooting a Rock On Armory 1911, which is very much an entry-level 1911 purchase. It's very bare bones. It doesn't have an accessory rail, and I've had to add and amend a few of the parts, such as the grip and some of the internals. Nevertheless, they operate nearly identically.
Here's the first aid.
The recoil of the .45 ACP round is much more significant compared to 9mm, but it is offset when combined with the 1911's weight. Thus, the recoil of the 1911, while still more significant than the Glock 17, is still very controllable, especially with time and practice. In my mind, the gun in-game doesn't do the 1911 justice. Sure, they got it right on its operation, its magazine capacity, and the aesthetics, but the kind of in-game damage it does is quite lacking. Other semi-auto pistols in BF3 often have twice as many rounds as the 1911 and lower recoil. I can't say that I particularly enjoyed using the 1911 in the game, which is unfortunate because I do like target shooting with the 1911 in real life. So conclusion, gun I like to shoot in real life, not a gun I like to shoot in game. That's it. See you guys later.